Hey team, welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through the 5 steps to building your perfect gym program as a football player. Now, the majority of football players get their gym programming wrong and the order that they do their training in, which can make a massive difference between you being a mediocre athlete and a great athlete. We're going to be taking through each step to make sure that you get it right and you get the most from your training. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dylan and I'm a football strength and conditioning coach who help players get faster, get stronger, get more powerful for the pitch using their strength and conditioning. Step number 1 to building your perfect gym program is going to be your warm-up. Now, the warm-up's more important than you may think. It's going to help prevent injury and get your body prepared for the session ahead. For all my warm-ups, I use the same protocol with all my athletes called the ramp warm-up. So essentially what ramp stands for is R for raise, we want to raise the heart rate, A to activate the muscle groups that we're going to be using in that session, M to mobilize any tight areas, and P just potentiate the body and get that prepared for what we're going to be doing in that session. Coming in at number 2, we have our plows and jumps. Now, the reason we want to do the plows and the jumps at the start of the session is because they are going to be the higher velocity movements. And what we need to remember is speed is the first physical quality to diminish. So we want to do this at the start of our session whenever we're at our freshest so that we can get the most out of our plows and jumps. Because if you're doing this at the end of the session, you're not going to be as fresh, you're not going to get as much power, and you're not going to get as much height from your plows and jumps, so it's going to be wasted time. So we want to start off with our faster ground contact time plows. First, the springer jumps like the pogo jumps or the reactive jumps, and then we want to move into our longer ground contact time jumps such as broad jumps, counter movement jumps, and things like that. Coming in at number 3, we're going to be working on our strength. This is where we pick and perform our main compound movement of our session. This could be something like a back squat, a hex bar deadlift, a bench press, whatever that session is mainly focused around. And we want to make sure that we're loading that nice and heavy. And then we want to work between 2 to 4 sets for 2 to 5 reps per set. Write that down. If you haven't been doing as much training for a while, I suggest keeping the sets a wee bit lower so that we can recover better from that session. Next up, we're going to be moving into our accessory work. Whenever it comes to accessory work, this is where we can focus on isolating different areas and using a little bit more unilateral based movement. So this is one limb exercises. So this could be things like lunges, it could be single arm rows, it could be single arm presses. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to focus on specific areas to build more robustness and do a little bit of rehabilitation with that as well. This is just to help support our strength movement and build a little bit more robustness, work on imbalances and things like that. This can also be a great opportunity to get in some core work as well. And the sets and reps that you're going to focus on with your accessory work is you're going to do between 2 to 4 sets again for 6 to 12 reps per set. So the intensity is going to come down the weight and the volume is going to come up in the reps. And finally, coming in at number 5, this is a great time, if you're needing so, to get in some extra conditioning top up. Really depending on how busy your schedule is at the moment and how much game time you're getting, this is a great opportunity for you to go in and do some extra energy system development work, whether this be aerobic or anaerobic work. It's a great opportunity as well because you're in the gym. It means you can do some off-feet work, which means you can jump on a bike, a rower, or a ski, which isn't going to leave you as sore as fatigued as it would going out and doing your runs. So you're still going to be able to feel fresh. You're going to be able to recover from these sessions quickly as well. What I suggest doing is maybe 10 to 30 minutes extra, depending on how much time and what's available to you, to go in and focus on some aerobic, some zone 2 work, or even just doing some intervals with some anaerobic work. And this is a really simple kind of blueprint that you can use every time you're going in the gym to set up your session. So essentially you want to think, get your warm up done, and then you want to work from the fastest movements first, down into the slower stuff and the accessory work. And then if you have time at the end, you can move into some conditioning. So it doesn't matter whether it's a full body session, upper body session, lower body session, you can put the same principle into work each time. And by doing so, you're always going to be able to get the most out of your sessions. Whereas I see a lot of players, whenever they're doing this kind of work, they're getting their timing wrong with the likes of the plows and their strength. What's happening is they're accumulating fatigue, and they're doing these things at the wrong times, and they're not getting the benefit from it. Now, this goes without saying, it's not always going to look like this. It's dependent on the individual and their needs. But if I were to go for a kind of shotgun approach for every athlete out there, if I was doing a group session, this is the way I would plan it, because it's going to give you the highest return for the most amount of people. But then again, some people need a little bit more individualized training because they have more specific needs or demands. So we need to keep that in mind. So this isn't going to be a one size fits all kind of program, but it will help the majority of people, especially if you're kind of going in winging it in your moment and you don't have much structure. I guarantee if you just start implementing this kind of stuff and giving a go at that for a couple of weeks, I guarantee you'll see a massive improvement in how your training actually improves your performance and what you're getting out of your training. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe, it'll really help me, and I'll see you in the next one.